Let's recommence the hearing, please. And welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming back. You're our last presenters for the day.
You'd be nice to us.
Blame me for everything.
You on the computer at the front.
That's fair enough.
It wasn't pretty.
Okay. There'll be best behaviour now. Righto. So welcome, ladies, and I'll 10 minutes to present, and I'll tell you when 8 minutes is up.
That's
so
fine.
you
We won't.
get some time for some questions, and thank you.
Okay. Thank you for hearing us today. I'm Sue Whittington from the Clifton Reserve Society, and this is Colleen. And we've come to you because we have a serious erosion problem out at Clifton Camp. In the last 6 years, the erosion has got worse. We've moved the road 3 times, and necessitating and leasing land from Angus Gordon, just to get access into the camp, into the Clifton Marine Club, for boats to launch from the boating ramp and holiday makers and such. And while at the moment we do have access to the camp, the road in one part of it is now down to not very wide at all, and we find ourselves again in the predicament of having to shift the road back another perhaps 5 metres into the Gordon Family Trust land. While we can do this, or we're in negotiation with Angus to do this, it's not a long-term solution, it's a very short-term. We have 3 priorities, and that to present to you today. Number 1 is to maintain access to the Clifton Marine Club and the camp and the boating ramp. The second one is for the surroundings at the Clifton Marine Club to remain operational, and with regards to their buildings and facilities. Without access, that won't happen. And the third priority is to provide some sort of security and a place where the visitors to the area going to Gannett's call in, they go through the camp, they ask questions, they check with the camp manager on the viability of going. I had a guy walk up to me about 3 weeks ago. It was pouring with rain. It was freezing cold. He's wearing jandals, a T-shirt and shorts, and he says, "Is this the way to Gannett's?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but you're not going today, eh?" Well, yeah, but it's the only day I've got. I'll leave here tomorrow." I said, "Well, have a look at the sea. I don't think I'd be walking down there." He sort of looked all around and said, "Well, can I climb up the hill?" "Oh, no, you can't do that." "Go and see Bob in the camp and we'll see what he says." So I just left him there. But yeah, so we're looking to the regional council, because obviously through the Hastings District Council we need to apply for resource consent. The District Council will have to do that for us to the regional council, and so we're looking for support from regional council members in regard to that application. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, questions. This has been a topic that has been ongoing today. You have a question, Councillor Bevan?
Yes, I'm interested to hear that you're in negotiation with Gordon for some more land, because I'd been told that he's not prepared to allow any more land. He's already provided some, and that's got washed away. And
he has said that, and then I think when push comes to shove, I don't know. I don't think he really wants to see the camp closed. I don't think he wants to see the whole area just disappear. But I personally haven't been to any meetings, but Dionne has, and he's sitting back at the moment saying he'll take it. He's prepared to take it to his family and discuss it. Yeah, I mean, obviously we do have to contribute to paying a lease for that land. At the moment, we're paying a lease for what we've got. So yeah, any more that we get, it is another cost to the Reserve Society.
He's set a price, hasn't he, already, or not?
No, he hasn't set a price. He's indicated a price, but we know we haven't reached any agreement on that at this stage.
Your submission to Hastings District Council, has that been heard yet?
Yes, this morning.
It was this morning?
Yeah, the feedback from that was rather positive. The Marine Club came and gave theirs after we gave ours, and I stayed for that. The councillors had discussed, because on the last rock formation that was put in just a few months back, the cost of that was met by the Hastings District Council, and we, as the Clifton Reserve Society, are paying back 50% of that, $75,000 over the next 5 years.
What's your understanding of the nature of that protection? It's only temporary, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
yeah.
And how long?
5 years.
5 years
Yeah.
temporary.
Yes.
And the purpose of that was to remove dwellings, material, etc. from the campground. Is that correct?
Towards the end of the 5 years, yes. Yes.
And the lease expires somewhere in that place too.
Possibly does too.
Does that?
Yeah.
Is there any indication whether that would be renewed, or there was room to negotiate another round?
Well, that would depend on what happened with the rocks that get put there. The Hastings District Council is supportive in trying to find us some land, assisting us with trying to find some land that is usable out there. They had looked at the land behind Camp 2, but that was prone to flooding from the river. So yeah, they still looked at a couple of options.
Thank you. Okay, other questions?
I just want to
Councillor Graham.
so we had a submission very similar to yours. Just to clarify, it's the same. You've got that rock formation. You want to extend it
Yes.
north 80 metres.
Yes.
And Hastings Council said they'll pay for it, and you want a temporary agreement from us to do it.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Very clear. Any other questions? Do you have anything further you wish to add, or?
No, but thank you for hearing us. And, you know, obviously it's dependent on money and it's dependent on resource consent.
Yeah.
And it can't work without both. Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. But we are committed. We are committed to... We have a lot of permanent campers. We have a lot of transient campers. We have a lot of visitors. We follow a very strict budget in order to meet all the commitments required, you know, out there to run the camp successfully. Thank you.
We didn't even use our 10 minutes.
Thank you.
You'll be pretty bored now after a long day after you guys and ladies have...
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I did say before afternoon tea that we might break, but I have been advised by the Chief Executive that there are some decisions where all the information is now in that we could actually make tonight, which would give us a bit more room tomorrow, and I suggest we actually make the use of that time.
You've got some minutes to deal with too.
Minutes as well, yeah. Okay. Shall we do the minutes now? We go back to the minutes, please. The 28th of May. I did start talking about accuracy. Hopefully people have taken a chance throughout the day to refresh themselves with these minutes or actually get up to speed. So we've got 2, 3, my numbering anyway, 4, 5, page 6, page 7, 8, 9.
Page 9.
Page 9, yes.
So the member's interest, it isn't exactly a true and correct record, it's a partial record. Councillor Graham declared another couple of companies, and there were some questions around the company's office. I questioned Councillor Belford's presence on the company's office register for Better Hawke's Bay. So that's, yeah, it's only part of the discussion as I recall.
So can you take us back through that very recent discussion? Oh, perhaps the Chief Executive can answer that.
I mean, my understanding, Councillor Hewitt, was that those examples that you've just given are really encapsulated in the second paragraph, which is that it's responsibility of the elected representatives themselves to ensure that they've declared all their interests accurately. And I know that, you know, those examples were given, but there was no instruction from either of those councillors to amend the register accordingly. The only one that actually came was...
yeah, but we're not listing the the discussion on the day was that we just received the report.
Yeah.
Well, you've got here Councillor Dick has added something to the register, and I sat beside Councillor Graham, and he added another couple of companies.
There was a specific request from Councillor Dick. Actually, there's a word to change it to. It's not insure; it would be insure, I would think. In the second paragraph, there was a particular discussion. Though. Councillor Graham.
Sorry, there was a discussion, but Councillor Graham didn't actually name or specify
Said they
what the companies
maybe future.
No, I did actually name them. But what I'll do is I'll do exactly what Councillor Hewitt's done. I'll go through the register and because there's a few shelf companies there. There is one that I'm just starting at the moment. So I'll update it. I'll update it in the next week.
Okay.
Could I suggest, Mr. Chairman, that maybe that register actually every 6 months, it's just distributed and we update it as we go.
Sure. Or even more regularly.
It should be done monthly. It should, well, whatever, monthly or whatever. But I think that it's a matter of, once again, the members actually making sure.
This is actually a matter arising. We're just talking about accuracy here,
okay.
So we can come back to that. But the word there should be insure, I would have thought, not insure. Mm-hmm. Page 10, 11, for accuracy, page 12.
Can we just correct the grammar under 5? It should be written by a councillor and considers it a breach of the code of conduct. We've sort of changed tense and we've been a bit general in who was being spoken of. Right.
Got that? Someone happy to move that then is a true and correct record of that day's discussion. Thank you, Councillor Dick. We have a seconder. I'm happy to second that. Any discussion? Put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Matters arising from those minutes.
Can I just make a comment on the declarations?
Yes.
Because what happens in other entities I'm involved in is that the questions are asked at every meeting, and if anybody's got new ones to declare, they just provide them to the minutes secretary, who updates them, and they appear in the next board papers. That's the easy way to do it.
It is in a board, but there was a discussion put forward by Councillor Barker from memory that it's actually our responsibility to deal with this as individuals.
Yeah, which is precisely what I'm saying.
But his view was that we just received the report, which we did on the day, because the discussions shouldn't have to go through the council every time it happens. Because they're
well, no, I don't agree with that either.
Well, in a company, I'd agree with you.
No, but it's no different here, because what you're doing is declaring your interests, and if you've got some new interests, you must declare them as part of what you're declaring.
Sure.
So you make them available at that meeting.
I have no issue with that. I'm just saying that's what happened on the day. But I have no issue with what you're saying. I'm quite comfortable to live in that space as well. But Councillor Pike.
My understanding is that the declaration of interest at the beginning of the meeting refers to any items that may be within that meeting. That the register itself just registers your interests, as broad as they may be, and that the declaration is only to identify one of those interests, that is the interest that you're going to flag because there are items in the agenda that put you in that particular position. That is my understanding of how it has been in my past.
We just have a standing item probably before conflict of interest declarations as number 2, amendments to interest register.
We've just discussed that here and agree.
It's easy.
And that would satisfy everyone around the table? Yeah.
You should be using it for both.
You could use it.
You should.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, true.
If you've got the register up to date.
Correct governance procedure, you would do it for both, to actually say, is there anything specific to today? Is the chairman checking and double checking, and that's an opportunity to do that. It's a good governance practice. But in terms of circulating once a year after the AGM is perfectly adequate, I would have thought, or council elections.
Okay. Okay. Any other matters arising from those minutes? Thank you. Now, the Chief Executive convinced me that there are some items we could